With the intense battle concluded, we all returned to the real world, and we were gathered on the rooftop of the hotel where we were staying. "Well done, Issei," Azazel complimented as he placed a hand on my shoulder. "Go get some rest. Relief team, give the Gremlin Familia, Irina, and Saji a good look over. They might not be badly injured, but they severely drained their powers and physical stamina," he added, giving directions to the staff. I was more happy to accept his praise. To be honest, I was plain exhausted. I definitely wouldn't be able to use my balance breaker again tonight. The operation had ended with the heroes withdrawing. After doing heavy battle with several members of the hero faction, including the guy with the Annihilation Maker, and the legions of anti-monsters, the joint forces of the allied factions were now taking care of all the cleanup duties. To think that the heroes managed to slip from the allied faction's siege from Kyoto. It was clear from that feat alone that they were a force to be reckoned with. From what I heard, they had used the kid with the Annihilation Maker to create another army of anti-monsters as a diversion while they fled. As for us, by the time we returned to the hotel, we were all on the brink of collapsing where we stood. My legs were quivering, and my head was spinning. I was plain worn out. Ozzy was similarly exhausted after mending everyone's injuries, and had fallen sound asleep leaning against me. After we were treated by the relief team, we let them ferry us away. "Sorry, Issei. As bad as it looks to be the one who leaves first, I think I need to get some rest," Kiba said. I waved back to him in response. He deserved time to recuperate, and I was grateful for all of his efforts. Genshiro! Sachi was being carried off on a stretcher. The other members of the Citra Familia were by his side. Worry showed plainly on their teary eyes. Transforming into a Dragon King must have depleted Sachi. So once everything was over, he'd passed out. Ultimately, he hadn't needed me to talk to him to keep him from losing his mind. So he must have been putting in considerable effort in controlling his powers. Did that mean he was growing? Well, in any event, it was clear that his friends adored him. After all that, I received a phone call from the press and explained what happened. She would probably have a lot more questions once we got home, though. Was she going to kill me? Just as that dark thought surfaced in my mind, the first generation Sun Wukong approached. "Red, my boy." Yeah? "You seem to have gotten your hands on a unique power. Something other than your Juggernaut Drive. Good work. There's nothing special about that Juggernaut Drive of yours. It's merely a power run amok. Pure destruction. After you use it, you die. However, you've got an important lady you want to look out for, no? They don't call you the Breast Dragon for nothing, eh?" He was praising me. It was an honor to be complimented by the famed protagonist of the Journey to the West. And he was really talking about women, too. He motioned to Azia. "Well, kinda," I answered bashfully. "Then, don't make her cry. You're the kind who gets stronger for the sake of dreams and women. Remember this. The Red and White Dragon Emperors are beings of extraordinary might. You can become inconceivably strong without your Juggernaut Drive, but that doesn't mean there is no danger in it." The wrinkled monkey stared deep into my eyes. I had no idea what he was getting at. Sun Wukong puffed on his pipe and laughed. "I heard that useless kid who bears my name has brought you a lot of trouble. I owe you an apology." Was he talking about Biko? Well, he had caused us a fair number of headaches. He was the Joker who started calling Rias the Switch Princess. "Your emotions are what will activate your Juggernaut Drive. Remember that. You got a good hit with your final attack against Xiao Xiao. Keep working on it. Don't neglect visualizing your goals. And make sure you put in some effort. Now then, I finished what I came here to do for the Heavenly Emperor. So, I guess I'll keep looking for that idiot grandson of mine. Messing around with the White Dragon Emperor. I'll teach them both a lesson or two. Yulong, let's go see Yasuka. Sir, old man. See ya, Jade. With those parting words, both Sun Wukong and Yulong left us. Alone now, I clenched my trembling fists. They were all but numb. Was that proof of my exhaustion? My new ability had come about by combining the qualities of my evil piece with that power dormant in my sacred gear. There was still plenty of room for improvement, however. I would need to rededicate myself to my training. Sire Org, Volley, and Cao Cao. I wouldn't lose to any of them. I would get stronger, as mighty as I could be. And then, one day, my dreams would come true. Elsha, Balzard, we may have had an awkward parting, but please, look out for me, wherever you are. As the Red Dragon Emperor and the Breast Dragon, I would do everything I could. With eyes fixed on the sky during our final night in Kyoto, I made this vow to myself. It was the final day of the school trip. Given everything that had occurred last night, we members of the Grimoire Familia were still exhausted. Even after getting some rest, we had to drag ourselves out of bed to tour the souvenir stores before going home. Although I was gasping all the while, I finally made it to the foot of Kyoto Tower. Once our souvenir shopping was done, it was finally time to leave the old capital. Kuno and Princess Yasuka came to see us off at the bullet train platform at Kyoto Station. Red Dragon Emperor! Kuno addressed me while standing hand in hand with her mother. Just call me Issei. Kuno's face turned bright red, seemingly in response to my casual reply. Issei, will you come see us in Kyoto again? Of course. The departure bell rang out over the platform. You must come back. I'll be waiting. I'll bring all the others with me next time. You can show us around the spirit side of Kyoto. Okay. Princess Yasuka, until now listening in silence, spoke up. Azazel, Red Dragon Emperor, demons, angels, and fallen angels, thank you. I owe you my deepest gratitude. The Demon King Leviathan, the victorious fighting Buddha, and I are planning to resume our talks soon. I've always hoped we might be able to embark on a new path of cooperation and friendship together. And I intend to ensure that our joint efforts to prevent a cloud of terror from descending on Kyoto ever again. We're counting on you all, Azazel said with a grin, shaking Princess Yasuka's hand. All of a sudden, Leviathan placed her hand on top of theirs too. It's time for you all to go home now. Miss Yasuka, that cute monkey gentleman, and I are going to make the most of Kyoto. Evidently, she was really looking forward to it. It sounded as though she was planning to remain in Kyoto for a while longer for discussions with the city's spirit population. With our farewells out of the way, we boarded the bullet train. Kuno waved at me from the platform. Thank you, Issei, everyone. I can't wait to see you all again. We waved back to her in turn, and the doors slid shut with a soft thud. Kuno continued to wave farewell until she passed out of sight. We had been in Kyoto for 4 days and 3 nights, yet our time had been spent jumping from one thing to another. We visited Kiyomizu-dera, Ginkakuji, Kenkakuji, Arashiyama, and Nijo Castle, and we made countless new memories. I would definitely return. I wanted to see Kuno and Princess Yasuka again, and I hope to bring Prez and the others with me. Suddenly, I remembered something. I forgot to ask Princess Yasuka to show me her breasts as a reward. No. Part of the reason why I fought so hard was because I sought that prize. With all the craziness, I had totally forgotten. Damn it. The Kyoto air must have messed with my head. No. Foxy breasts. Why? I wailed, clawing at the door. No sooner had we arrived home from Kyoto than the press immediately scolded us. Ozzy, Zenobia, Kiba, and I were kneeling formally on the floor. For some reason, Irina had joined us as well. Rosvise, tired from all the traveling, had retired to her bedroom immediately after returning. It sounded like she pushed herself too hard, and her health was suffering for it. Being a teacher was probably hard work, and there was that whole bout of drunken vomiting. Her gaze radiating anger, the press stated, "I'd like to know why you didn't tell me what was going on, but I suppose we were preoccupied with a little trouble in the Gremir territory. Did Sona know at least?" Yes. We explained everything we could. Akuno and Konoko were still fuming, however. "You could have talked to me about it when I called you," Akuno chided. "Yes, you're so cold," added Konoko. "But everyone is home safe." Gasper, at least you're standing up for us, my dependable underclassman. "You know, Issei won himself eyes of another lady over there," Azazel remarked from his seat, casually adding fuel to the fire. "Please don't stoke the flames for no reason." "A nine-tailed fox girl at that." Was he talking about Kuno? It isn't like that. You're gonna give everyone the wrong idea, Tish. "You saw Princess Yasuka. I'm sure you realize Kuno's gonna grow up to be a real busty beauty like her mom one day, right?" My magic took over, and I found myself visualizing what Kuno might look like in the coming years. Yeah, she would no doubt have an incredible bosom. Maybe, but I'm not into kids or underdeveloped girls. Konoko hit me over the head. Why? Because I felt like it's... Really, I couldn't comprehend her thinking one bit. Oh well. Issei managed to snatch a dramatic power up, so cut him some slack, okay, Riaz? Azazel said in my defense. The press breathed a heavy sigh before nodding. Yes, I'm happy to hear that, but summoning me to Kyoto with no warning and demanding to see my breasts. She stopped there, face turning scarlet. She was talking about that. I was still fraught with astonishment and wonder too over what had happened. And the others couldn't bring themselves to believe it, but a sorrowful explanation from Drake had convinced them. Really, it was an unbelievable development. The press's breasts had since returned to normal and they weren't radiating light anymore. However, that phenomenon, whatever it was, had been incredible. To think that boobs would give out such a brilliant power. By the way, I made sure to follow with everyone whom I had turned into gropers and set their lives back on track. I was genuinely sorry for causing them trouble. You picked a good power, Issei, Azazel commented. Your rival, Vali, is trying to push his Juggernaut drive to its limits to become a heavenly dragon tyrant, in the true sense of the word. If you go down the same path as him, you'll be consumed, just as you were during the old demon regime attack. You don't need that Juggernaut drive for strength. Create your own path. I think aiming to become a king is a smart move. The road of a king? That made sense. Honestly, I doubted I'd match Vali by copying his strategy. My only choice was to take a different approach altogether. Akuno abruptly clapped her hands together, as though she suddenly recalled something very important. Ah, I hear that they started broadcasting the Breast Dragon TV show in the spirit world. It looks like you're gonna be even more famous, Issei. Seriously? Whoa, I guess that's another extraordinary development. It's so surreal. Honestly, the TV show was getting out of control, and now it was being introduced to Japanese spirits? You'll be a hero to kids the world over before long. Zenobia stated, nodding. Yep, you'll likely be able to make your dream of reaching new heights of reality soon. I tilted my head to one side in uncertainty. Do you think so? I'm still not very popular with girls at school, though. At this rate, I'll be surrounded by kids, not a harem. Evidently remembering something, Azazel said. Right. That girl from the House of Phoenix is supposed to be transferring into Kuo before the Academy Festival. All of us, save the Prez, Akano, Konako, and Gasper, were surprised at this news. Ravel? I gaped. Seriously? Yeah, sounds like she decided to follow Ria's and Sona's example, and she put in a request to study here in Japan, as Hazel explained. She'll be a first year. All the formalities have already been taken care of. She's already assigned to Konako's class. Cats and birds don't usually mix well, eh? It'll be fun to see how it unfolds, that's for sure. Whatever. Konako sure didn't sound happy about all this. Did she dislike Ravel? Come to think of it, I never seen them talk to each other. If they were going to be classmates, hopefully they'll be able to get along. But why is she changing schools all of a sudden? I inquired. Azazel stared back at me, his gaze meaningful and suggestive. What was with that look? Anyway, that's the situation. Looks like things are gonna get even tougher for you, Riaz. The Prez wore a complicated expression. All the girls did. Even after coming home, I still can't let my guard down. Azia said in a low tone. Be strong, Azia. I've learned that you need to preserve and keep up with this guy. Zenobia encouraged. Irina seemed to agree and added, I suppose I'll have to be tough too then. I'll concentrate on attack rather than perseverance, thank you. Akano stated with a provocative grin. What was all this? Ravel wasn't such a bad person once you got to know her. The Prez let out another sigh before forcing a smile. Alright. Everyone is home safe now. So, let's leave it at that. I'll have Gravia ask my brother for more details later. At last, the Prez's mood was seemingly lightening. She addressed us all, saying, It's almost time for the Academy Festival. We've been busy preparing while the rest of you have been away. So, all that's left is the main event. Additionally... The Prez paused there, her face turned grave. We need to think about our match against Syra Org. Rumor says it will be the last raiding game between young upperclassmen demons. We can't afford to get careless. Let's focus on preparing for that too. Okay, we responded in unison. The Academy Festival was important, but so was our bout with Syra Org. Issei, will you help me with my training when we're up to it? After everything that's happened in Kyoto, I realized just how much I need to improve. I'll need your help. Sure, Kiba. We can keep sparring until the day of the match. Our practice sessions were due to resume anyhow. I was looking forward to testing my new powers against Syra Org and seeing whether they would be able to break through his strength. Undoubtedly, I have to awaken the skills of a queen while in that new mode. There would be many great challenges ahead. Plus, there was the problem of whether the new technique would even be allowed in the raiding game. We're definitely gonna win, I declared. Syra Org was going down. Sir Zex, I'll send the data we collected on those heroes. In terms of their sacred gears, they seem to have 3 top-tier Longinuses, as well as a sizable collection of balance breakers. They've got plans beyond trying to summon the Great Red too. Damn nuisances. I've heard gathering support under the promise of destroying the Demon and Spirit Alliance. Their core members may have other goals. But there's no better pretext than justice when it comes to ensuring the loyalty of their rank and file. Because of them, the troops we sent to lay siege to Kyoto suffered heavy losses. The situation on the ground was dire. Not only can they create anti-monsters with the Annihilation Maker, it is also difficult to fight against the many balance breakers simultaneously. As far as humans are concerned, demons, angels, and spirits are natural enemies, nothing more than monsters. The truth between them and the other three factions seems to be what set them off. If demons getting along with fallen angels isn't enough, an alliance between heaven and the underworld must seem more outlandish. It's not surprising that they feel threatened. Anyway, how are talks with the spirits going? Apparently, they want open negotiations with the fallen angel side next. Looks like Shemhazai is going to get the meeting he wanted then. Right. Did you know Sakura has been sending Sun Wukong and Yulong to run his errands? They ended up being a great help this time. The Heavenly Emperor Sakura, with the biblical god dead, he and Zeus are among the most powerful deities remaining. If he tried to act directly and wound up dying to the Holy Spear, the balance of power between the other factions would be shattered all over again. Sending the original Sun Wukong to deal with things certainly seems to be the safest option. But if those heroes, those humans, see us as their enemies, aren't we the final bosses they want to exterminate? Or the hidden bonus bosses, maybe? Humans have always been fearsome and transient beings. I guess. By the way, Issei pulled off another comeback in Kyoto. There's no question about him getting his own title now, is there? He's done more than enough. I plan to recommend him depending on the outcome of his next reigning game. Against Cyberorg, huh? He also took down a whole lot of terrorists, right? Our youth from the House of Baal, Agiris, Gremory, and Seichi are all capable of that. But only Cyberorg and Vrias will be strong enough to challenge their leaders. We have great expectations for the both of them. So, they're already ready to brush up against the high-class demon pros, huh? Indeed. Once they start participating in more raiding games, I would expect them both to quickly earn great many titles. Obviously, numerous individuals affiliated with the House of Gremory are placing their hopes in Issei as well as Rias. They're eagerly looking forward to seeing how he performs. As his future brother-in-law, I am too. You aren't wasting any time, huh? Jeez. So, as far as Issei's concerned, you'll be both a Demon King and a brother. Sure must be hard to be him. I'm very excited. I'm counting on Rias and Issei. I'm excited to watch them improve. And yet... what now? There's something I want to ask Azazel. What on earth happened with Rias' breasts? They've surpassed their limit this time around. You could say that they earned a second phase. I guess you could call her Super Switch Princess now. I see. Perhaps we should move our merchandising plans to another level then. You're getting a good head for business. So, Issei will be able to use that power in this match. I only got to see a little of it, but it looks pretty damn interesting. The other decision makers don't mind him using it. It should be fun to watch. The question now is Cyberorg. In all likelihood, he... That's everything I have to report for now, Valley. That's fine, LeFay. Thanks for showing Sun Wukong and Yulong into that artificial dimension. How did you find Issei Hyoto? I was so thrilled to finally meet the breast dragon. I see. Well, good for you. One more thing. The old Sun Wukong is out looking for you and Biko. He may find us soon. It won't be easy shaking off that monkey. And Issei Hyoto has begun to delve into his sacred gear and reach out to his predecessors. Folly? Taking people into submission isn't my style. It'll be more challenging and more interesting to dominate the prior White Dragon Emperors with brute force. If you want to come after us, you'd better do it so soon, Sao. Issei Hyoto and I will utterly surpass you before long. Did you hear, Sire Arg? Hear what, Seekfire Agiris? Rumor has it, Rias Gremory's Red Dragon Emperor has awakened a new power. I'm pleased to hear that. Yes, so it's finally happened. I'm looking forward to our encounter, truly. But everyone is saying it's so overpowered, it wouldn't be fair to use it in a raiding game. That's no problem. I'll permit it. I also heard he's enjoying the favor of a Juka Beelzebub. That doesn't matter either. You're going to be squaring off against Sir Zex Lucifer's brother-in-law. You realize that, right? A fitting opponent for my fists. And he survived a battle with the hero faction leader. That guy with the holy spear. Naturally, Issei Hyoto wouldn't break our agreement. The Kyoto plan ended in failure, but we're working on some changes for our next one. We should be able to show it off soon, Sao. Good, Siegfried. That's all that matters. So, as planned, I'll be taking one of these. What about you, Sao? My spear is enough. How's your high since that attack from the Red Dragon Emperor? Useless. He really got me. You were carrying Phoenix Tears. Why didn't you use them? We better find you a replacement. Are you planning to make him pay? An eye for an eye? Of course not. I'm not some third-rate villain. This will serve a valuable reminder, that's all. As far as I'm concerned, those two heavenly dragons, Issei Hyoto and Volley, are the ultimate foes. Yes, I look forward to facing them again.